A quiet cul-de-sac. A boy finds a briefcase buried beneath fresh snow. Inside, documents, cash, and a strange handwritten cipher no one has ever decoded. A bank robbery? A spy game? Or something darker? Before the police can arrive, the briefcase disappears, along with the man who left it behind. This man was known only as D.B. Cooper, and he's just one of many ghosts haunting the open files of the FBI. These are 5 cold cases the FBI is yet to solve, where the trail has gone cold, but the questions burn hotter than ever. 1. The disappearance of D.B. Cooper, 1971. It begins on November 24, 1971. A man calling himself Dan Cooper boards Northwest Orient Flight 305 from Portland to Seattle. He pays in cash, wears a suit, tie, and black sunglasses. Mid-flight, he hands a note to a flight attendant. "I have a bomb." He demands $200,000 and 4 parachutes. The plane lands. The ransom is delivered. Cooper releases the passengers, then orders the plane back into the sky. Somewhere over the forests of Washington state, he lowers the aft stairs and leaps into the stormy night, and vanishes. The FBI spends over 40 years investigating. They search rivers, track parachutes, interview hundreds of suspects. They recover only one clue: a stack of decayed $20 bills found on the banks of the Columbia River 9 years later. No body, no parachute, no trace. Was D.B. Cooper an ex-military paratrooper, a desperate man, or a brilliant criminal who simply walked away? The world may never know. Case closed in 2016, officially. Unofficially, the legend lives on. 2. Who killed the boy in the box? 1957. February 25, 1957. A cardboard box is found off Susquehanna Road in Fox Chase, Philadelphia. Inside is a little boy, aged 3 to 7, naked, wrapped in a blanket. No name, no missing child report, no explanation. His hair was recently cut, his body cleaned. Perhaps someone cared. But he was beaten, starved, discarded. Investigators examined every detail. The box was from a nearby store. His blanket was handmade. They analyzed footprints, fingerprints. They even preserved his tiny fingerprints on file. Nothing matched. The public called him America's unknown child. Over 400,000 flyers were distributed. His face was shown in gas bills across the city. Still, no one came forward. Over 60 years later, the identity of the boy in the box remains a mystery. Theories abound. A foster home cover-up. A family terrified into silence. A vanished mother. DNA testing in 2016 raised hopes, but no definitive match surfaced. Once a child, now a case file. A name lost in time. 3. The Cleveland Torso Murderer, 1930s. Cleveland, Ohio. Between 1935 and 1938, 13 dismembered bodies, mostly men, some women, were found in the city's Kingsbury Run area. All decapitated, many mutilated beyond recognition. The press called him the Mad Butcher. The city called it terror. The killer targeted the homeless, the vulnerable, the forgotten. Bodies were found in alleys, in bushes, in makeshift shanty towns. Police found few clues, just precise dismemberment and complete absence of hesitation. Elliot Ness, the legendary lawman, was on the case. He burned shanties, interrogated vagrants, and even named a suspect, a hospital orderly. But no arrest was ever made. Some believe Ness did catch him, but lacked the evidence to convict. Others say the killer moved on. His signature, decapitation, would appear in similar crimes for decades. Was he a surgeon, a butcher, or something worse? A predator who knew society wouldn't miss the people he mutilated. The torsos are long buried, but the butcher's identity is still uncut. 4. The murder of Amber Hagerman, 1996. January 13, 1996. 9-year-old Amber Hagerman is riding her bicycle near her grandmother's house in Arlington, Texas. A black pickup pulls up. A man steps out. In seconds, she is gone. A neighbor makes a 911 call. The search begins. 4 days later, Amber's body is found in a creek bed, naked, her throat slashed. No fingerprints, no DNA, no credible witnesses. Amber's case remains unsolved, but her name became a legacy. The Amber Alert, created to save other abducted children before it's too late. Over 1,000 children have been recovered thanks to the system. But for Amber, there was no such rescue. She is the inspiration for countless saved lives. But justice never came for hers. 5. The Colonial Parkway Murders, 1986 to 1989. Virginia, an iconic scenic route near the Atlantic coast. Between 1986 and 1989, 4 double homicides, 8 victims, occurred along this 22-mile stretch of road. Couples found shot, strangled, their throats cut, cars left abandoned, bodies dumped near the water. No signs of theft, no sexual assault, no forced entry. The FBI believed a single killer or killers were responsible. Some victims' families even suspected someone impersonating law enforcement. The murders stopped abruptly after 1989. No suspects were ever charged.
For the families, the road is no longer scenic. It's a graveyard without headstones. Investigation. What ties these cases together? Each case started with a moment of horror and spiraled into silence. The FBI pored over files, interviewed witnesses, cross-referenced evidence. But the same obstacles loomed. No witnesses, no clear motive, lack of physical evidence, time damaging what clues remain. In many cold cases, the greatest suspect is time itself. It erases memory. It destroys DNA. It buries secrets deep enough to become myth. Modern tools, genetic genealogy, advanced profiling, AI-enhanced forensics renew hope. Cases once thought unsolvable are now reopening. But for every answer, a dozen new questions appear. Aftermath and psychological angle. Cold cases linger because they tap into our deepest fears. Not knowing makes the world feel uncontrollable. Not solving reminds us that sometimes horror isn't caught, it just fades. Why do we obsess over unsolved mysteries? Maybe because they reveal something about us, not just about evil, but about justice, about longing, about the human need for closure. D.B. Cooper isn't just a hijacker, he's freedom and rebellion. The boy in the box isn't just a victim, he's forgotten innocence. The torso killer is chaos beneath the surface. Amber Hagerman is every child we failed to save. The Parkway victims remind us that even beauty hides shadows. Closure. These are cold cases, but they are not closed stories. Somewhere, a fingerprint is waiting to match. A piece of DNA remains on a shirt. A witness wants to speak. Or maybe the answers are already in the file, waiting for the right eyes to see them. Until then, the ghosts keep walking, and we keep rewinding the tape, hoping that one day the case file will turn from cold to solved. Because the scariest truth of all is this: justice doesn't always come. And sometimes, the unknown is more terrifying than the crime itself.